Sound you snooze. Lights came prime time action. Run it up, touchdown, I'm snapping. In the field with the plays, John Madden. It's so many given Sunday magic. Lights came prime time action.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in uptown Charlotte. Straight ahead, it's a matchup of unbeatens between the San Francisco 49ers and the Carolina Panthers. Certainly the game of the weekend, maybe the game of the year, the battle of the unbeatens as we get underway. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Taking a shot here for Marshall. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Mayfield to throw it. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner. The Panthers at a perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. And they've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
I will see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And he's got some space here. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now a play fake. Lance. And the grab by Croft. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. First down, here's Mitchell. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 19. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Lance. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mitchell. Touchdown, 49ers. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
It's a good gain of 11. Sets them up 1st and goal. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because...
And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Elijah Mitchell, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And some room to work. Touchdown, Carolina. They didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, get that water break and get on out there and play.
Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Drive starts with a give to Mitchell. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
Throwing his Lance on third down. Got his target, Samuel. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 32 on the play. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On the counter, Mitchell. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing a shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
From the 39, Lance to the right side. It's caught by Mitchell. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Lance going to try and throw on third down here. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had to defeat it right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. So the completion gets him just a yard. And 3rd and 8 now.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Looking for Marshall, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Off of play action, here's Lance. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Let's go.
Second down, here's Davis Price. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Ready. Slide through.
To throw, it's Lance. Here's Mitchell with a catch out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. On play action, Lance. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Fourth down field goal try coming, so Lance is off, and on comes Robbie Gould. The kick by Gould is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back. And
that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing, Mayfield. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And into the end zone. A pick 6 from the 49er D as they scored a touchdown. Gould to add the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. From the 6. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. They find some open field here. Touchdown, Carolina. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And the final number, pretty impressive, courtesy of Next Gen Stats, 21.4 miles per hour. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance forced out to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Throwing now is Lance. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Taking it about the 36. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but, Charles, they look up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. For Marshall, that's complete. And he is going to have the Panthers' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's got Anderson right side. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. His 2nd catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
He's going to look deep for more. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown on a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
Brought down on the play by Chance Campbell. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
48 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Right back to Mitchell here. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
This time they stay on the ground. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So as they take it over, we step aside. Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. pulled in at the 24. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
On the set.
Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at their own 22.
Ready?
Now Lance. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
Sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. And Lance now to throw. Completes it to Samuel. A solid stiff arm. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
The tackle by Matthew Ioannidis. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Ready, set.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Lance looking to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Mitchell. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. And Lance going to throw. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Steps away to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
But you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now a play fake. Lance. That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown 49ers. Brandon Ayuk his second touchdown on the season. And the 49ers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Gold with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. He's got the connection to Moore. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. On first and 10, Mayfield. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. To throw on second and 10, Mayfield. That is caught by Anderson. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 39. 22 yards there, a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. And again, it's Mayfield. Another grab here for the dynamic Christian McCaffrey. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 21. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a first and goal.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Again, McCaffrey. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal.
Well, you're going to have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the fourth quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
No, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and fold up on this one, but I don't think they're built like that.
He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And I don't think he got in. He didn't. He's stoned at the 1-yard line. So following the failed try on 4th down, we'll change ends and change possession. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most. Fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not get back there. It's a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Mayfield and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Let's go.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. That'll be caught by Anderson. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Fred Warner. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Former first-rounder Derek Brown living up to the billing on that stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And now they'll throw with Lance. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. Mayfield and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll drop to throw. That caught by Tremble. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally. Mayfield. He's going to look deep for more. And, boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw is caught here by Anderson. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 29-yard line. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Marshall. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. First down, Mayfield. He's got it. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Mayfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the 49ers are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. On 3rd down, here's Mitchell. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Here's Baker. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
Well, at least it wasn't a turnover like the last drive. You'd think they'd make an adjustment and be ready to make up for that turnover. Instead, just another big play for the defense on that snap.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it. So the victory here for San Francisco, and I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover after turnover. As this game